I am Elliot Stockwell. I'm studying automotive engineering, specialising in off-highway use, and I'm currently the #1 mechanic in the team. Rally fits around university life by being quite flexible. It's quite good having the workshop on site, so you can just pop to it if you've got some time free in a day, especially when there's a rush on to do something before a rally, which is very good. It's just nice to be able to pop in for a few hours, get a couple of jobs done, then pop out for your lecturers. It's also very good to be able to have the team sort of just dip in and out, and it's if I'm not here, for example, there should always be someone else around. Charlie works in the workshop here, so that's always good. He should be around. So other people, first years, second years, that may not be as clued up and may not know exactly how to do a job, they can also just drop in and pop in and out, and so it's quite easy for that. It's very good and very nice. In my first year, I didn't attend that much the rally team. I was there for the engine build, as I was quite interested in that, but except for that I didn't actually go to any rallies. It was in my second year when I actually got a lot more into it. That was when we had to rebuild it after the Ulster crash, so that was in the summer, and so I rebuilt it before Autosport, so over Christmas, instead of going home, I sort of stayed here for most of it, got it rebuilt for Autosport, and then went with the university and went and shown it off, and it was really nice, yeah. The team is all about bettering yourselves and trying to have a good team, a professional team that runs well. So this car is homologated, which means it has to be set at a certain standard, and that standard needs to be met when you take it to events. It must be checked over, and it's quite easy to go rallying in an old historic Escort where you can get away with a lot, whereas in a car like this, it's homologated and everything's got to be pretty pristine, and so it sets the standard of where the car's really got to be, which is nice, and it's got to be something you've got to meet. Rallying the right way gives students a leg up into motorsport. For myself and others, I know they've found that motorsport can often be quite hard to get into, and with this team at university, I've found it's been a lot easier to work in and first grow my skills in this voluntary extracurricular activity, and so I've really enjoyed it, and it's just really helped me get my foot in the door with motorsport. Before I came to university, I was part of a very grassroots motorsport, which was drifting, and so that was just at my local track with a beat-up 3 Series. And so from there, I really enjoyed my time doing it, but it was never at that professional level, and I think it's very hard to get to a professional level within drifting like that. And so when I came to university and saw the rally team, I saw how professional it could be, and what potential I had to learn some great skills. So I took that all on board and made an attempt to join the rally team, and it's been great since. The biggest thing I've learned since joining the team has been one for me of being a bit more serious. I think in my life I'm a very unserious person. I think a lot of the people around me will agree with that statement. And I think joining the team has really sort of pushed me to be more serious with both my life and where I want to be, and how I act. I think in professional scenarios I can always be professional, but I think I'm just not that serious, and I think being #1 mechanic has really pushed me to better myself and be more serious in certain scenarios. One thing about competing in the BRC and the Asphalt Tyre Championship is that you are up there against the best, maybe not in class, but going to these rallies, you do see Rally 2s and things like that at these events, which you can look at and think, wow, they're amazing. But you are actually racing against them, and like I said, sometimes you're not in the same class, but you get to see these amazing cars, what they do in the motorsport, and just you're competing against them, and hopefully one day we'll beat them and we'll get a car of that caliber. But I think that would be a couple of years down the line. The most intense moment, being the #1 mechanic on a rally weekend, is after a stage or before service. Everyone's getting all ready, and that is normally that if you're going to have a call to say something's broken, then that's normally the time that you have it. And so the driver or co-driver will ring the #1 mechanic and say, hi, we've got this problem. Prepare for it when you're coming into service. So get the parts all ready, be ready to go. Let the people know they're on those corners of the car, what they might be doing. and just, you're never really too sure what you can find. Obviously the co-driver and driver sometimes there's a lot of time to hop out and look at it, and sometimes they're just going off what they feel when they're in the car, and so it can be very vague, and you can get everything ready for one job and it'd be completely different. Something that people don't recognise that goes on behind the scenes is probably the procedure documents that we write up. So when you come back from placement and you come back as a fourth year, you've gained a lot of knowledge from being out in industry. Hopefully it's motorsport industry, which would always be great. And then a lot of people come back for the year, do a little bit of work within the rally team and then leave. And all that knowledge normally leaves with them. So currently what we're trying to do a massive push for is all the notes that they've got, all the brain power they've gained over placement, they come back, they write it all down, and then the first and second years can look over it, can learn from it, can understand how to do tasks better, and so everyone's just able to learn a bit more, and that's what we're really pushing for this year. So with our sponsorships, we have a lot of great sponsors which you can see dotted all over the car, and so sponsorship works in two different ways for our rally team. So it works with one, which is stuff, and it works with the other, which is cash. The stuff is stuff like Kilda tools. So if you look around the car, you'll see that we've got everything in Kilda. We like Kilda, it's very good. We've also got a Kilda code, which you can use to get a discount on. Other things would be the Co-Buy X, which is a system which gives us service when we're in rally parts. So it gives us, 5G, 4G, when you're in remote areas and you don't need to be on the correct network for it to work, which is a massive help to us in the rally team. So I do automotive engineering. This is an automotive vehicle. One thing that, that my course highly relates to is suspension. And there's a lot of suspension changes that go on within the car, whether it be changing from gravel to tarmac or, anything else. And so I think it's very good to be able to learn the theory side of it in class, and then also be able to, leave class, come back to the rally team, and be able to, see the hands-on difference that it does affect. In 5 years' time, I'd really like to be back at M Sport, hopefully running a motorsport program. And so that is where essentially, you overlook the program, you check what's going on, and you're aware of what's happening. That would be something I'd really like to see myself doing. It's a big responsibility that you need to have. And I think I can hopefully do it in 5 years' time. Where I'd like to see the team in 5 years' time, I would always love to see the team running a Rally 2 or an R5. But realistically, I think the next move for the team is probably to get a second car, as I think that's more realistic, as it takes a lot to run a Rally 2 car, with it being four-wheel drive, and there's so many more things you need to look over. And I think it's a lot more easy to do two lower class cars than it would be to do one very high level car. I think success for the team would be just getting the students into their desired industry that they want to go to. For me and Archie, it was motorsport, and we've gotten to our end goal, which was getting a graduate role from university into motorsport, which is giving us a big leg up into the motorsport world. And I think it's just helping anybody go into, whether it be motorsport or a design job, with one of the sponsors, for example, they're always keen to be helpful with the team. And if you would like to move down one of those roles, I think that would be something the team would love to help with. My favourite rally driver would either be Colin McRae from home or Adrian Formeau with his very good catchphrases that I love. The Opel Manta. For me, it would be gravel rallies. I don't know, Charlie's rolled it so many times, it's hard to pick one. When I first came back from placement and I was designated number one mechanic, and then we had a lot of first years come, and that's great, we love it, but you have to select a couple to come to rallies with you, which once again that's good, but sometimes they're not as clued up as a team that you would like to take, but hey, people are learning, I can't complain, I'm happy with that. It'd definitely be me or Archie, I think. Definitely James. Unknown. It's fun. That's about all there is to it. It does help you in the long term as well. of getting a job and things like that, and showing that you've done something with your life, and you've taken responsibility. But it is a very fun thing to do, and I've really enjoyed my time. I'm doing so well! I even moved to the other camera.